Hello traders, this is another small cap live day trading video. This is live, this is not a recap. I'm going to be looking for trades this morning. I wanted to start a little bit early, just a couple minutes before the market opens, because I want to go over my hotkey settings, because I've been getting a lot of questions lately about order execution and how I get in and out of stocks, things like that. So here's my buy ask button. And I have some videos explaining the ask, the difference between the ask and the bid. I'll try to get into that, but I've got to show you these settings really quick because we just have a minute here before the market opens. So the order type is limit. The quantity, that depends on your position size. If you're just starting out, I strongly suggest changing this to one single share. You can click through these, and right here is the share size, and you can just put in one single share. Of course, right now we are trading with $100 per trade on our, that's just where we are with our small cap plan at the moment. The limit price is ask, and then I'll get into that in detail. I'm just going to kind of rush through these settings in just a moment because the market's going to open. The limit offset is 12 cents. I will also try to talk about that once the market opens. And time in force is good till canceled. Extended hours, no. We're just trading during the trading day. If you were trading during extended hours, you would select yes, and you would have to unselect these. But we want to place bracket orders, so that has a stop loss and a take profit order built in to it, and that's why those are selected. And these are where I place them. This is arbitrary. I slide them into position based on the price action, but this is where I like to throw them out. They're far away from where my position is, so I can't accidentally get stopped out or my profit target get hit. And then this is the hotkey that I like to use, Control-Z on my keyboard to trigger this order. I do have a sell hotkey, but I don't really use it because I have all of that built into this. So let's just go from there. Right now the market is open for 30 seconds, so let's get, I'm going to go to the screener on my laptop, and I'll show you the screener on my desktop in just a moment. You're looking at my desktop, and right now I'm looking at my laptop, and I'll show you the screener in just a second. So I'm refreshing the small cap screener. I'm going to organize the list by volume. Let's see, looks like I might just need a restart. All right, so there's nothing at the moment. There is a DNOW, which is pretty close to meeting our criteria, but not close enough to pull up on the chart page. So I'll take you to the screener right now and show you the screener. And then if we have a moment, it looks like we're going to, we'll talk a little bit more about the orders and how to get filled quickly and how everything works. So here's my small cap screener. That's what I use to pick my stocks every day when I'm trading small caps. And right now, the best looking stock is not even inside of our criteria. That's this DNOW. So we're going to wait. We need to see 5% more in percent change, and we need to see volume of 500,000 shares or more. So more than likely something will pop up into that criteria, but it's just going to take a moment. So for now, let's talk about the hotkeys once again, since we have a little bit of time here. So first of all, why am I buying the ask? Why am I not using a market order? If you use a market order, you're basically telling the broker, just get me into the stock anywhere you want, any price. I don't care how much slippage I get one way or the other. And there's no limit that you're setting for the broker to fill you. So I don't think that's a good idea to do, even though I see a lot of new traders doing that. So market orders are just not a good idea. Buying the ask is essentially a limit order. It is a limit order. You can see that right here. But it's saying that I want to place a limit order wherever the ask price is right now. And what is the bid and ask? Think of it like an auction. And if like a car auction, if the owner of that car that's trying to sell it at the auction is asking $10,000 for the car, just random number, he's asking $10,000 for the car. If you want that car right now, let's say it's like your favorite car, it's in great shape, and that's a great deal, it's something you're willing to pay, and there's, say, 10 people bidding on it. You're one of the bidders, and you want that car right now. You want it before anyone else, and everybody else is there. They're thinking about the car. Maybe they don't like it quite as much as you, or they're not willing to pay that price as much as you, and you don't really care. Maybe $10,000 is $1,000 over the real value of the car, but you love that car. You want that car right now. You don't want anyone else to have a chance to get it before you. then you just buy the ask. You buy it at what the seller is asking, and that's that $10,000. So that's what buying the ask does. Now, this is really important, the offset. So let's say that the stock is not $10,000. Let's say it's $10. Let's say the stock is $10 a share and you want it right now, but there's a lot of volatility. There's a lot of volume in the stock. People are buying and selling shares very quickly. So the price is maybe $10 right now, but maybe in a second it's $10.05 or maybe it's $9.55 a second later. You know, the price changes very fast. That's what this limit offset does. It helps guarantee that you get filled even as the price is changing. So if we are hitting the ask and the ask is $10, we're telling the broker that we're willing to pay up to 12 cents above that. So we hit our buy ask hotkey, we could get filled anywhere from 10 to 10.12. And rarely does that happen that you use the entire offset, at least with this scenario, with the small cap stocks, all that kind of stuff. I have this kind of like as a safety, but it may be, I would say like maybe 1 to 2 out of 100 times I've seen it where it pretty much taps the limit of my offset, and maybe 1 out of 100 times this offset is not big enough and I don't get filled. So this is what I've come to like as my offset. Now this only works for the stocks that I'm trading, which are small cap stocks within the range of $5 to $50. I think up to $100 you're probably okay with this. If you're trading stocks, that large cap stocks that are hundreds of dollars per share or over $1,000 per share, this limit offset is going to be too small, and you're going to have to increase it, and you'll have to figure out what is working based on the price movement. So, all right, so that's good for now. Let's go back to our screener and see if anything has changed. I'm going to go back to the chart page over here on Webull in just a minute, but let me refresh the screener and see what is going on. All right, so we have, again, not much, but BBIO is very close to meeting our criteria. Let me pull up the screener here. So far, it's looking like another slow day in the small cap market. So the good thing is I get to answer some questions and talk about some trading stuff, trading techniques. So here's the small cap screener. We're organizing the list by volume, and you can see things have changed since the last time that we were looking at it. It's looking like BBIO may be a contender. It needs a little bit more volume. I'm sure it's going to get to our volume threshold, and it does meet our percent change threshold. So let's go ahead and pull that up on the chart page. So I'm on the daily chart. I have a daily chart criteria that must be met, and this is not meeting it. So we're trading below the 200 MA, and that indicates a downward trend. So we're just not going to do it. It's not within our trading plan, so we're not going to watch that stock. We'll have to wait for something else. It's very important to have a trading plan, and that trading plan should have very specific rules and very specific criteria and requirements that must be met in order for you to take a trade. And then the next step is you got to be able to follow that plan. So all right, so you may have different criteria than I do. That's fine. The thing is you got to be able to follow it, and you have to be able to track the results of following that criteria. And it doesn't mean tracking whether or not the trade won or lost. You need to track more details, at least in the beginning while you're testing. Do that for 100 trades. Find out what worked, what didn't work, if anything needs to be modified. And if there are any big modifications, I highly recommend that you do the testing all over again, forward testing. So that means taking actual trades with one single share and tracking those trades and finding out if what you're doing really works, is it really profitable? And then once you get to a point where you've taken 100 trades and you don't need to make any major changes, then you can go into full position size. So I'm just looking at the screener now, and again, not seeing anything. So I think I've talked quite a lot for the beginning of this video. I'm going to pause right now. I'm going to put the screener up so you can see what's going on, and then I'll come back as soon as something interesting pops up. Let me just refresh it here so you can see what's going on as of right now. It's really important to refresh the screener because the stocks that come into your filter range after you have this open are not going to automatically be updated onto this list. You have to update it by clicking those three little dots and click modify, and then any new stocks that fall into that filter range will be populated here on the list. So that's where we're at for now. We're going to not pause, but I'm going to mute for a minute just so you can see everything happening, and I'll be back as soon as there's something interesting. All right, I'm back. Let's refresh the screener and see if anything new has popped up. So nope, it's still very slow with the small caps. We've been seeing this since the beginning of 2022, and it's just something that we're going to have to deal with. The market is selling off as a whole, and it has been since the beginning of the year, and that's making it for very slow trading with my trading plan. But this may be somewhat controversial, especially compared to what you hear on other YouTube channels. You always hear everyone saying, oh, you need to adapt to the markets. Well, I would guarantee that about 99% of those people that are saying you have to adapt your trading plan to the markets, they probably don't even have a trading plan, or if they do, they haven't really tested it. They're probably not profitable traders. The point is, there's a lot of parroting. There's a lot of people repeating what other people say on the internet, especially in the YouTube training world. So you just really need to be careful. And my philosophy is that if you have a trading plan that you have proven profitable, you should just stick to that trading plan until it's no longer profitable. And maybe that never happens. And if the market does not conform, does not coincide to your trading plan at the current moment, you just wait. You just keep trying every single day, waiting for the market to come to you, and that's really the key. Because if you start trying to modify your plan or modify your trading every single time the market changes direction, I just don't think that you're going to be profitable. Maybe if you've been trading for 10 years or a couple of decades or something like that, you have had the time now to develop different trading plans for different scenarios. But if you've only been trading for a few years, there's no way you're going to have had time to develop and test trading plans for every market situation. So trying to adapt and go from trading full position size with some trading plan that maybe you have tested and you know is profitable. Okay, now I'm going to adapt to the market conditions and continue to trade full position size. You're just asking for trouble. The best thing you could do is if you want to try to adapt, which I just don't think is a good idea for newer traders to do, is go back to trading one position size, redevelop a new plan, and see if you can get it to work in the current market conditions. And I mean, that's going to take a long time as well, and there may be some frustration and stuff like that that's going to build up some psychological issues that are going to come up because of that. So my advice would be just to stick to your trading plan if you already have one that you know is profitable, and wait for the market to come to you. That's something you have to do anyway. Even when the market does coincide with your trading plan, there's still going to be no trade days, and you can't come up with some plan that allows you to take a trade every single day. If you do, you're going to have a lot of non-profitable trades, and you're probably going to be not profitable overall. So anyway, let's see here. Just refreshing the screener. Sorry for the rant. Just trying to answer some questions I've been getting. So yeah, we're still looking at a lot of nothing today. I think what I might do, hopefully you guys are still sticking around, is at the end of the video, once I pass my trading window, which is 10 a.m., I might look for some high volume stocks just to take an example trade to show you how Webull executes the trades, because I got a very good question this morning about that. How good is Webull's execution speed? And I've done videos on that in the past, but it's been a long time, so maybe we'll take a trade at the end, or a couple trades at the end, just to test the execution speed of Webull. It has nothing to do with this trading plan, and it's not for the sake of trying to make money or anything like that, just to show you how Webull functions. So right now we've got the screener open. We have about 15 minutes left, a little less than that, to look for trades, but there's nothing on the screener right now, so we're going to just wait, and I'm going to mute for now and leave the screener up so you can see things as they change. All right, I'm just going to refresh the screener on my laptop first, then I'll do it here, see if anything's changed. Nope, it's another dead day in the small cap market. So that's what we've got. The highest volume stock is only up 0.5% right now. So anyway, it's just, and this is within the small cap sector. Of course, there's other stocks that are trading with higher volume, but that's not what our trading plan is based off of. So we can't just go from one type of stock to another. We have to stick to the stocks that we've tested. And the reason why I've chosen these small cap stocks is because of the volatility and the predictability. It's kind of like a nice balance of the two. It seems that the trading pattern that I am using is working out enough times to be profitable, and there's enough volatility in the small cap sector that I can take the profit target that I need, being 3 times the risk on every single stock. So I did the same test, almost exactly the same, with the same setup, same pattern with mid caps. And the problem with the mid caps is they didn't move enough. Even the, say, the trades that won, the price didn't move enough to allow my profit target to be far enough away from my risk to be profitable in the long run. So that's why we're using small caps, and that's why we can't just go and jump to any stock that's moving all of a sudden. We just don't know the probability of the outcome of the trade working for those stocks. So anyway, but at the end of the video, we've got less than 8 minutes left now. I am going to look for something random to take a trade just to show you the execution ability of Webull. And we'll do a couple different trades. I'll show you one with my setup for small caps with the bracket orders, and then I'll remove the bracket orders and show you more of like a true scalping type of trade. So let's see here. So anyway, yeah, for now we're just going to have to mute and let the screener do its thing and see if anything pops up within the next 7 minutes. Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's going to be a no trade day, but as I said, at the end I will take a couple of trades just to show you how well Webull executes trades. I just realized I didn't put my Alby back up. But anyway, we are just now less than 3 minutes till we have to stop looking for trades, because that's part of my trading plan. Is I only like to trade during the first half hour of the market open. That's when the most energy is present, and if there's no energy then it's not likely to be a good trading day. So I just let the market go on without me and move on with my day. I just found that to work the best for me psychologically and trading wise. So anyway, yeah, we only have a few minutes left, and then we're just going to go and look for something random to trade that has nothing to do with this trading plan, just to show you. I kind of hate saying that because it just sounds like just not a good thing to do as a trader, which it isn't, but I'm just doing it strictly to show you how well Webull executes trades. But definitely don't just go and look for things to trade randomly, because it's not going to be profitable in the long run. So anyway, we've got less than 2 minutes now. You can see SIGA. Now this is kind of interesting. Although SIGA is now looking a bit stronger, it doesn't look very strong. This is the #1 volume stock on the small cap screener, and it's not even above its average volume. So that shows you how weak the small cap market is right now. So it just and it's not just the small cap market. I mean, it's the overall market. There's a lot less volume in the market overall. So anyway, just refresh the screener there. Still the same situation. And you're going to hear my alarm go off at 10 a.m. exactly, and that's just a cutoff, just in case I'm, say, near to being triggered to a trade or something like that. I want to make sure that I stick to my rules, and my rules say no trading after 10 a.m. So I just like to have that on the alarm, just in case I get lost in the day or the trade or whatever and forget the time. So you can hear that go off, and then we're going to go and do some random trading. Again, I hate that idea, but just to show you how well Webull executes trades. And I'll give us some parameters to look for, but this is not like some strict plan or anything like that. So I'm not recommending anyone to trade this way. So here we go. We've got about 30 seconds left. I mean, nothing is going to happen at this moment, but just to, again, stay with the trading plan to develop good habits, we're just going to let the clock run out here and let my alarm go off so you can hear that. Excuse me. There we go. There's the alarm. So that means that I have to stop trading. I have to stop looking for trades. So now let's go and look for something to kind of take a random trade with. So what I'm going to do is go to the markets page, and we'll look for something with high volume that is trading. So we could see that AYLA is trading with very high volume, and it's a high percent change. And we're just going to look to see if we could take a trade for that. Chances of this being a profitable trade are pretty low. That's not really what we're interested in right now, but we're going to check to see if it doesn't meet my daily chart criteria or anything like that. So let's look at the 1 minute chart. So it's already pulled back from these highs. So I'm going to take the next 1 minute candle that makes a new high, and I'm going to place my stop loss here. That's a sensible trade, but other than that, there's not really a lot of sense to this trade. Let's go to one single chart so you can see this. So I've got my hands on the hotkeys right now. So what I'm looking for is the next 1 minute candle to make a new high. So if I see 215 or higher, I'm going to get into the trade, and here it comes, and I'm going to trigger as soon as I see 215 or higher, or anything above 214, because with a stock this price, we might see some weird issues, and I'll talk about them because we're trading a stock below $5. But I'll talk about them as we see them and as I have the opportunity to do so. Right now, I just have to focus on the price and stick to this kind of pseudo trading plan. So just waiting for a 1 minute candle to make a new high. So keeping an eye on this price bubble, looking for anything higher than 214. There it goes. All right. So now that's it. I triggered my hotkeys. I'm in the stock. You probably heard the little clicking, and I'm going to move my stop loss into the appropriate position. I'm going to place my target. Let's see, was that 15 cents? Let's go to like 230-ish. Let's do just a 1-to-1 trade here. Now this is not a good habit to get into, doing a 1-to-1 trade, but again, just for the sake of testing it. we're going to do that. So let's use the calculator to come up with the exact price target. 228. So it looks like we're going to get stopped out here on this anyway, but you'll see the speed of execution even with these bracket orders, which, you know, there's a lot more detail going on here. And then we'll do one more trade and I will remove the bracket orders and just show you kind of getting in and getting out with the hotkeys strictly to show you how quickly you can scalp with Webull. But as far as I'm concerned, that was a pretty fast execution. So anyway, but give it up. We're, you know, here I'm doing a test trade for you, risking about $5 here on this trade, which it looks like I'm going to lose, just to show you how the execution works. So give me a like for that and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we're going to just stick to this, again, kind of a pseudo trading plan here for this test trade, which is just to risk one to get one, which is not a good reward to risk ratio, but again, just for the sake of this test trade, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to let this trade play out, and we'll come back as soon as it's done. I'm going to just let the video run. I'm going to mute for now and let you guys watch this trade. And then once it's over, I'm going to make some adjustments on my hotkeys, and we'll make a trade, or possibly two trades. We'll see, just getting in and out, just seeing how quickly Webull can execute trades. So let me mute for now. Probably going to see this thing hit my stop loss here in just a minute. We'll see. All right, looks like I'm about to get stopped out here. We'll see. Again, the whole goal for this was not to try to make money or win a trade, but just to show you the execution ability of Webull. So looks like we're finding support. Maybe we won't get stopped out. This is also a great example of why, you know, you shouldn't try to kind of predict the price direction as it's happening. I just don't really like to do that. I spent a lot of time learning candlestick reading and trying to predict price action, and in the end, you're just going to develop a lot of frustration because you see price go one way then the other way, and in the moment while you're trying to trade, you're just I don't know. I think you're always going to end up losing in the long run doing that. So that's my opinion. All the thinking should be done before the trade is executed. You should. That's why I strongly believe in trading plans and developing a trading plan. Think about the type of setup that you want to take, what you want to see happen before you take that setup, then the risk that you want to take and the reward that you expect to receive, and that's it. Once you execute the trade, you set your stop loss and your profit target, and you let the trade play out, and that's it, because you've planned that out ahead of time. So obviously this was a spontaneous trade. We were just testing the execution ability of Webull. But I still, even in this circumstance, like to exercise some discipline, and that was, we decided at the beginning we were just going to do a one-to-one trade so that the trade doesn't take forever, although it's still taking quite a long time. Even though we're trading the 1 minute chart on the highest volume stock that's being traded today. So that's kind of impressive that this trade is taking so long. Kind of shows you how dead the overall market is, I guess. But anyway, we're going to stick to the plan that we've set for this trade, which isn't much of a plan, but it still is a plan, and it's an opportunity to exercise trader discipline. So one way or the other, there's only two possible outcomes here. Our profit target is going to get hit, or our stop loss is going to get hit. It's just a matter of time. So it seems like every time price wants to pop up, it doesn't get very far and things get weak. So I'm thinking the chances are we're going to get stopped out. That's absolutely okay. We're just testing how quickly Webull can execute trades. So let's keep an eye on the price now. It's getting close to the stop loss, so we might get stopped out here. This is where it's found support before, but there's only so many times it's going to come to that level and find support. So now we're at 204. Here we go, 203. We're looking for 202 to get hit, and we'll see how quickly. Watch the clock on the lower right-hand corner, and we'll see how quickly Webull gets us out of this trade once that stop loss gets hit. Of course, now it's reversing. So let's see. My intention was for a quick trade in and out, but looks like that's not going to be the case here. One-to-one trade shouldn't take that long, especially on the 1 minute chart on the highest volume stock, and this is really a penny stock as well. But again, it just kind of shows you the current market conditions that we're in. Excuse me. I'm just looking on my laptop. It looks like SIGA finally took off, and that would have given us exactly what I'm trying to do here, a nice one and done trade just for testing purposes. But I just went to the active screener and found the most actively traded stock, and we went for that, thinking that was going to be the quickest. But it just goes to show you just can't predict what the market is going to do. SIGA is trading with 10 million shares of volume since the open, and I think this thing had over 40 million shares, maybe more than that. I can't remember now. Let's go back to the, can't do it because we're about to get stopped out, it looks like. So I'll go to the markets page on my screener just to see how much volume. Yeah, over 40, almost 45 million shares have been traded on this particular stock, but price action is moving very slowly. Looks like we're going to get stopped out now, so let's keep an eye again on the clock down here. And also, let me just kind of move this to where we can almost look at both at the same time. So we're looking for 202 or below 202 is really where it should trigger that there we go. And you say how quickly that sold. So it was at 10:12 and maybe 18 seconds, let's say 10:12 and 18 seconds. You saw the price flush down and our order got filled immediately. Let's take a look at the orders, and let me see if I can just add the widget here. So what did we say, like 10, 12, 18 is our kind of approximate moment that we were triggered. Ten, 12, 21. So maybe a few seconds. I don't, again, I don't know if that was really accurate or not because there was a little window that popped up above that. But I think that was pretty quick. And I think our stop loss was placed at 202 and we got filled at 202. So we got exactly what we wanted to on the stop loss, even though that was a lot of volatility. It moved down very quickly. You saw it flush down very fast. So I would say that was a very successful execution by Webull. So now let's make some adjustments on our hotkeys and let's see if we scalp how quickly we can get in and out of trades. So let's just get rid of these stop loss orders. So this will allow us to manually scalp in and out of the trade. We're going to stick with this AYLA just because I know there's volume here. So if it breaks over this 1 minute candle, I'll get in again with the same hotkeys, and then I'll show you how I can get out. So I'm looking for 213. There we go. So now I'm in. So again, that's the speed of execution within Webull. Is it lightning fast? No. Is it fast enough for scalping? Yes, I got the exact price that I wanted to get into. So I'm going to place my mental stop loss, which is a really bad habit to get into. Let's say it at $2. So 1 cent below this. And we'll go for another 1-to-1 trade, 226. So this is not a good way to trade, especially if you're a new trader, using these kind of mental stop losses and mental profit targets, because I can guarantee you don't have the discipline to stick to this plan once you're in this trade. And the downside to this type of trading, this manually scalping in and out, is that even if the price hits 226, by the time I hit my hotkeys, I'm probably going to get some slippage there. Whereas if I would just set a profit target at 226 with a sell order, then I will almost guaranteed to get the exact price that I want. So right now I have my hand on my hotkeys to get out of this trade just in case it hits that stop loss, that $2 stop loss level. And if it does, I'm going to execute it and we'll see how quickly we get out of this trade. So again, hit that like button. I'm risking, let's see, 13 cents time. So about $5-ish, something like that, maybe close to 6 on this trade. Same as the last one, just to show you how well Webull executes the trades. And someone might say, well, yeah, you're just trading 44 shares. Of course, the executions are fast. And what I've noticed is no matter the share size that I trade with, the executions are the same. It all depends on the volume within the stock. So if you're trading something with low volume and there's not enough orders there, or sorry, there's not enough shares at that price to fill you, then you're not going to get filled. And that's not a function of the broker. That's a function of the volume within the stock. So that's something that you need to be clear in your understanding. Otherwise, you're going to falsely accuse every single broker that you trade with that the executions are not fast enough. So You have to understand how executions actually work. And yeah, Webull is not direct access, but you can see it has absolutely no effect on these trades. So I don't know how many times I see that comment, and I get it. It makes sense logically that things are going to be slower because it's not a direct access broker, but you could see that I've gotten the exact price that I want every single time on a very quickly moving stock here. So, well, I guess relatively quickly. I mean, when my stop loss order got hit, it was moving fast. That's for sure. That's unquestionable. I mean, let's see, where was our stop loss? It was at 202 before, and this is the candle that stopped us out. That thing went all the way down to 192. So if we were using a market order, I guarantee you we would have gotten a lot of slippage. So let me keep an eye. I want to see if this thing it goes to $2 or just below $2. I'm going to exit out. And to keep an eye on the price bubble. So the speed when you're scalping, I think, is more dependent on your ability to execute your hotkeys quickly than the broker. And that's, again, why I like to use those bracket orders with the stop loss and profit target built in, because it can execute much faster than I can. So look, it's looking like we're going to get stopped out again here. But again, I'm going to have to stop out manually. So as soon as the price drops below that red line, meaning anything less than $2, I'm going to hit my hotkeys to sell all the shares. Looks like it's going to happen here. Anything less, though, there it goes. Okay, so you saw as soon as it hit 197, I triggered my hotkeys manually, and that's where we got filled at. So to me, that is perfect execution by Webull. You can't ask for anything more than that, whether the broker's free or pay broker. You saw as soon as that price dropped below 201, I got out. Now, or $2. Now, the price did go from wherever it was, 201 to 197 in an instant, and that's just a function of the way the stock was trading. It has nothing to do with me or with Webull. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. 2 losing trades. I took 2 losing trades just to show you Webull's execution ability, and that's it for today. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Is Webull fast enough for scalping? I think I proved here today it definitely is. It's up to your ability to execute the trades using the correct order types and making sure that you're trading stocks with plenty of volume. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, hit subscribe. As always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Let me just say one last thing really quick before we sign off here. If you wanted to try something like this, I strongly suggest you use one single share. I went full position size because I wanted to show you that it's not just a matter of just trading one single share that makes Webull's execution fast. It is as fast as the volume allows it to be in the stock. So hopefully that makes sense to you. As always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.